Okay. And a little bit of magic. Bada bing. Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm the Caretographer, and today, well, I'll be making maps, but we will be sharing discussion on one of our favorite topics, which is Dungeons and Dragons and all things fantasy. One moment as I arrive our guest. They could just sit on my shoulder like this. There you go, a little friend sitting on my shoulder. No, I mean, to be fair, I do the same things. One moment as I need to audio output capture. Device. There we are. And a mic check, please.
Mic check, check, check.
All right. Let's get some levels going.
Guys, we totally have done this before.
Some levels on 30. Mic check one.
Guys,
You.
we're professionals. That's
All
what you
right.
need to understand about us. We are professionals.
All right. I think that's everything I need set up.
It does not get more professional.
Let's see. We got
than
one person
us.
over on Kick, one person on Twitch. Beautiful, beautiful day.
We're vibing. We're chilling.
Yeah.
Wacko. Hi, Miss Lolo. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for
Hi.
coming. Today, we are hanging out with my lovely friend, the Caretographer. We're revisiting a lovely time-honored tradition in the Lore Masters Guild mornings with me. Because how else are we all going to start off our work days? Every day I spend in Bluemobile with Mitchell brainstorming things is a day that I'm happy to have the things that I do. So we're going to share some of that with y'all. So if you're hanging around, you can pop either onto my stream or onto the Caretographer stream. Caretographer will be working on some maps, and I'll be working on some lore for a couple of upcoming games that I have coming. And you'll just see like my ADHD brain kind of go all over the place. But
and
in
me
the
trying to
meantime,
reel it
like,
in.
yeah, exactly, yeah, very that. And you'll also be able to ask myself and the Caretographer any questions that you want about, lore between the different systems that we're working in, and of course our games and just anything in general. So please, hang out, enjoy the ride. I'll also be working on some elements for my own stream, so you'll see. As well.
Yeah, give me a moment
Um,
as I bring my world up so you all can see what I've been working on. I kind of I like you over my shoulder. I kind of like that. Like you're like my ghost.
yeah, that makes sense. You gotta put me behind. Oh, yeah, that actually looks kind of good. I'm not gonna lie, that looks kind of fire. Ah, please.
Off low on. Okay, that should be good.
That's very interesting. Very
You
interesting.
like
Okay,
it's like my ghost from Christmas Past or something, just chilling over my shoulder. I kind of
that's
like
very
it.
interesting to say the least.
And
Um,
if we get more people to join, like we can just keep dropping them in, just keep more and more ghosts.
I hear you around you. Um, so what are you working on here?
I'm actually coming to completion on a very long project that I was commissioned to make. It is a project by the name of Mike's World, Wilderness Beyond. It's as I've been saying on my stream, is one of the oldest maps, D&D maps, to kind of be made and in existence. And it starts with, if you are watching my stream, this section right here of the map, which is just a castle, a road to, coincidentally, a bunch of caves that have monsters in them. But then as you zoom out, you see what the rest of the map is, and this is all an extension or like a DLC that they added to that 160 tile map. And it's all expansive wilderness with several features for travel and roleplay, for character, you know, creation. So there's really not many cities or settlements or roads. It's kind of just like an open beyond.
Nice.
And it's
I love it.
awfully
I'm
fun
really
to make.
digging. Yeah, I'm really digging how expansive it really is. Like, and again, to think that this is Dungeon Alchemist, right? Like, this is the same tool that, we use to make little rooms, and
Hmm.
it's just very mind blowing how expansive this tool is.
I
So,
think that's definitely one thing that people underplay about this program is its ability to, work outside of its intended use. And if you're over on the Dungeon Alchemist Discord, you see there's a lot of us where we're nerding out over how we can break the program and like how we can do things that we're not
right.
supposed to do yet. But it's the beauty of the program is you can use the tool in many ways.
Honestly, it's when you all start doing that that we see some really amazing things happen. Like, I remember the first time I looked at the Circumvented Feet, which
Mm,
is a map you created for one of our campaigns. A lot of things weren't possible with just DA assets, and it was really early on too. Um, and being able to create a train with a tavern in it looks pretty realistic, pretty freaking dope. Being
mm,
able to create a Ferris wheel, all of
mm.
these amazing things that literally weren't possible, but you jerry rigged and sort of and brewed
Like there's
together.
there's there's a skee ball
Created
track.
really great.
There's a dunking booth.
There's so much. There's so much.
There's bobbing
There's
for
so much.
apples, which was actually rather easy to make.
And
But
even still, it's just the ingenious.
yeah, and
The
it's really, I say it all the time on my stream. It's perspective, right? People will come onto DA Discord and they'll be like, "Well, can we make this yet? Is this there?" And it's like, "Well, yeah. If you change your perspective a bit and you get a little fancy with your placement, like right here, I took this one rock, this like smooth stone rock, added some dirt on it, and then put some red rock on it. And you zoom out, it has this really cool look now that you add those red little specks in. That's in something that's entirely made up of
Exactly.
collaging and layering things out. And something that's important to note is like, depending on what your lens is, will change what things you can and can't do, and what you can get away with and what you can't. So like this is like a very large map that you will be zoomed out of most of the time. So a lot of these little features tend to blend in, and they don't have to be so specific or perfect. Because from back here, everything looks kind of good. These look like pebbles now. So yeah, it's a wonderful program, and all thanks to the lore master for setting me up on it, right?
Oh, please.
I mean, yeah. To be fair, you just wanted me to make you a map, but
Yeah,
that's
it was very
fair
selfish.
fair
It was
reasoning
all
in
very
its
selfish.
own regard.
Very, very selfish. Yeah, I'm digging it. I do wish we could use Dungeon Alchemist to make some maps for the upcoming World of Darkness game that I've got going.
Mm-hmm.
Really excited about it. Um, but those kind of assets are a little harder to track down, I feel like,
Well, what's the
in a way.
setting? What's the setting? You start there.
It's definitely the setting.
Well, what is it?
Um, It's present day. It's
Modern
modern.
modern day. Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't do modern very well because that's an asset issue. That's you need rails and stairs and windows that all look very modern. You need like
You know.
I can do like a fairly good get up with I think it'd be a lot of work because you'd have to do like curbstones and stuff and really trim everything in. But you can get a fairly modern look, but nothing like 2020 modern. We don't have enough steel and aluminum things. So that's fair. Let's
One
see.
cool thing that I want to tell every DM in the world is to check out this program that I'm streaming right now. It is called Fumu.io. Go Google it right now. Even if you don't DM, maybe you are just a player in like a World of Darkness type game, any game where there's a lot of political intrigue, there's a lot of talking to NPCs, there's a lot of plot points and places and things to know. Grab this application, this web application, and put it in your repertoire, put it in your bookmarks, never forget it, never lose it. This that you're looking at is a relationship map that I created for the World of Darkness,
Ooh.
based on historical figures, locations, organizations, and all of them all around the world. I was able to put my background, which is when I found on the internet of the world, and because of that, I was able to put these points on places in the map that are actually relevant. And that was, again, like Dungeon Alchemist, I put together these tools to have a creative idea, but the functionality was there and ready for me to use. So I think if anything, grab this tool, go and use it. You don't have to use it like I did. I'm actually curious to see how people use it um, instead. How how people iterate on my own ideas, but um, I basically have the entire world set up here in a way that it's super accessible for me to gather information, point towards NPCs, point towards plot points, um, and share that information because it's like in a little journal, like in a little database. The other great thing is because I use Foundry VTT, and amongst active tile triggers and other things like the um, web browsers modules that allow you to see um, web sources in Foundry. It's also a really useful tool so that way you can supplement knowledge by being able to show them this in the game, having them being able to interact with it and click with it while they're still in the Foundry server. So that's also really cool. But just love it all around. It's really great. I'll zoom in on one aspect here, the Sisterhood of Saints. This is an organization, and you can see there are a couple tags here. Because this is the world of darkness, the concept that I've undertaken is that we're telling a story about multiple skins or multiple different factions underneath that this lore system, which many of you may know is encompassing Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf the Apocalypse, Hunter the Reckoning, Mage the Ascension, and even more obscure titles like Wraith the Oblivion. Um, and we're gonna try to, with this story, explore what a story or what a tale, uh, with all of them looks like. And one of the organizations that arises in this story is the Sisterhood of Saints. They are labeled here as kindred. There are other kindred here that would be tagged, and you can see as I hover over the tag, it zooms out to show me other kindred, and as I add more kindred across the world, it'll zoom out even further. Just like when I hover over deceased, it zooms out and highlights all of the deceased, um, and they're called elements. So all of the elements tagged with deceased will be highlighted all across the globe as I put here, because that's the background that I've used. And then same thing with organization. Once you zoom out, it'll show you where all of the organizations that you've created as elements and tagged as elements have been put on the. But the Sisterhood of Saints is a organization that was created because of a past character from an iteration of the story that I've kept as an NPC. And the Sisterhood of Saints is a reminiscent story that I kind of just like love telling. So I kind of threw it in here and threw some twists into it to make it feel like something really personal to this character, as they had already kind of leaned into some of the aspects of it. For being able to just have all of this information in the hand, my like fingertips is so nice.
I can't
You have to use this, Mitchell. You have to.
I can't stress enough like the importance of organization. And you know, I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to say like you have to use something. It's more like if the tool speaks to you, use the tool, but you can't do nothing. So find what works for you and use that format. Like, I mean, you started with sticky notes, right? Post-it notes is how you got into all this, right? So it's like you don't want to say like, oh, a beginner DM has to, no, like do what works. Like I've really been enjoying Google Sheets or Google Docs, Excel. It's so rigid that it helps my brain organize all that information. I have all these characters for the entire city of Daggerford, right? So I like how structured and boxy it is and how black and white. I think it simplifies things for me in that regard. But I watched you stream it a couple times. I definitely want to check it out in more detail, and give it a good honest try, right? Is it a free program? Is it just a URL? Is it an app? Not Foundry. Hulu. It was Hulu.
Humu.
Who knew?
Humu.
Humu. Like a cow.
K-U-M-U.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got you.
You're talking about the web map, the relationship map I'm talking about right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a website.
Okay, cool.
Website.
So
dope.
Super easy. You can use it on your phone. You could use it. Yeah.
Yep. Phone functionality is actually really dope too, because it actually is pretty nice on your phone. It's very well optimized.
Nice.
Yeah, I really tout it. You may say that you can't tell people what to do, but I'm telling you. Go out there right now and use this application. They don't even know that Dungeon Masters are using this. But I'll tell you why, because this is a logistics application for like moving things across for like companies, for like mega corporations, like people who decide how many cans are getting shipped to XYZ state of Coca-Cola use this. This is their flow charts for moving things around the world, and I'm using it for our imaginary world.
Getting your corporate on. And like honestly, whatever, man. Tools are tools, right? And that's something
Exactly.
I'm always saying on my channel is like, and like that's really how you get this perspective on Dungeon Alchemist is you're like, hey, this isn't I don't have to do things this way. These are just tools that I can use however way I want to use, There's no rule saying you can't take your paintbrush, flip it upside down, and use the wooden handle as your brush. It's intended to use the bristles, but get your Picasso on, baby. I'm just making some tumbleweeds here. I figured out, I was like, hey, I need to add more than just rocks to this desert, because deserts don't just have rocks. um, or at least not the one that I'm kind of depicting, right next to like other vegetation and stuff. Um, so I'm like struggling to find a way, and I'm trying to find assets that I haven't used yet. And I've been struggling because there's only so many that apply to this kind of natural scenery look, right? But again, a tool is a tool, and a perspective is everything. So I've taken this larger dead tree that I've been using in the swamps as just a large dead tree, as the prop intends, right? But if you take it and you smush it down really tiny into a ball, and then I'm finding if you just double them up to give it a little bit more pixelation, so it's clear, more distinct, you get all these little tufts that just start to fill up and break up the desert a little bit. Little, like little tumbleweeds, if you will. And I've like strategically placed them building up like as if the wind is blowing left to right. And then I placed my cactuses in the shade of either side of these rocks. And like just little things like that all add up to getting yourself a very beautiful backdrop. Been really digging doing large scale maps like this, and I honestly, I really want to look into, or just, I want to make the time, I should say. I want to make the time to do the Sword Coast. And have a large fashion map such as this on the Sword Coast. And it's like, how often do people travel up and down the Sword Coast in large travel format? Pretty damn often, and guess where they stop more times than not? Daggerford. More bushes. I get a swamp bush. Swamp bush. So what specifically are you working on? What game?
So right now I'm doing some finishing touches on the world map, or the world relationship map here for the World of Darkness.
The World of Darkness is right,
yeah. This game is going to be streaming on Wednesdays coming out. Oh, my stream's frozen.
And then I guess, yeah, I this is more or less, ouch, a question for me. But yeah, maybe you could tell us a bit about like what the plot and premise of the game's going to be.
Oh yeah. Oh,
like,
awesome.
An opening pitch or something. Yeah.
So, the biggest problem that anyone who plays a World of Darkness game would see if I pitch this to them, the big idea is that each of the players is going to play a different type of monster. So there's going to be, in this game, a hunter, a mortal hunter who hunts creatures of the darkness, a kindred, which is a vampire, a Pithane, which is a fey creature, a wraith, which is a spirit, and a mage, which is exactly what it sounds like. Now, all of these options, for some reason or another, have been at odds with each other throughout history. And for the most part, you wouldn't see them ever really work together. It's very rare. The plot of this story is that there is an artifact that had caused an alliance for um, a very short amount of time. Uh, this artifact being something very powerful that was going to be used for very instrumental purposes to the world. So several of these high-ranking individuals from these different factions banded together to create this alliance and steal away this artifact in its several shards and to protect them from the entity that would seek to use them. Over time, some of them stayed with their original protectors, some of them were lost to time, others fell into the wrong hands. But our story starts with the new wielders of several of these shards, five different that I had mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Each of them had stumbled upon them in different ways. Some of them by birthright, some of them by uh, honor or loyalty binding, some of them by mistake or coincidence. However, they got them, they do have them now, and we find ourselves at the precipice of, as the story begins, something very harrowing beginning to happen. And this is going to spark them on their journey, and perhaps we see them come together, unfold a mystery. Perhaps we see uh, something darker and more sinister happen. But
Mm.
I won't reveal too much. Yeah, I can't reveal too much
No, no,
now.
not at all. No, it's a pitch. It's a
Um,
pitch. It's
but
more than enough.
that is
Yeah.
yeah. There you go.
Awesome. I would say we love a motley crew coming together against all odds in a time
Yeah,
of dire need.
that is the idea. That is the
Yeah.
idea. I love an ensemble piece.
You
Pop
know
pop.
I love an ensemble piece. Yes, yes, very
Like
much. Honestly,
modus
what's funny,
operandi.
I'm realizing something as you're kind of giving your pitch, and I'm just like, oh man, that sounds like a great game, right? And I was shopping, I was shopping for games to play in the winter when I was like just getting out of surgery because I need to fill my schedule. Um, one of the games I proposed a character, the DM off Reddit was like, hey, like propose your character and we'll see if it fits into my story, yada yada yada. And the character that I had proposed was like a very out there, like motley crew character who like wouldn't normally have reasons to be doing what you think. I think it was a Githyanki who didn't want to kill everybody. And like I wanted to be a Githyanki that was like a sage and like came here to study the humans for research purposes, and then maybe through my studies, I, find that humans aren't that bad. And why are Githyanki so mad at humans all the time? Like, what's the deal, right? And like, kind of like a break the social norms, and the dude is like, no, Githnakis are not like that in my world. And I'm like, but why not? Why can't they be?
Literally, why not?
I was like, I thought that was a great pitch, like sent here for maybe nefarious reasons by her superiors, but through her studies of being an intellectual and a person, you find you're like, whoa, I'm not studying monsters, I'm not studying, mindless animals. Like these are just people, just like us. This is a beautiful story.
The real question is why not? Why not?
I think there's no reason that it shouldn't, right? That it can't. Unless, of course, you were to say that it can't, which is not a yes and. And we're all about yes and on this channel.
I think within reason, anything can happen, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's what I thought I was smart about, like, kind of like how I set up my character and their backstory, where I was like, hey, like, if you wanted to have Githyanki, like, do the whole Githyanki war siege thing on the world, like, all right, fine, you can do that, but, like, my character's separate from that. Like, I'm a sage that's not meant for war, I'm meant for study. If you played Baldur's Gate, it's very akin to that lady in the creche. I think it's called the Kitharek. It's a machine that they take tadpoles out of your brain with. But I was like, oh, what happens if like that character with that disposition of like studying things for the sake of science, right? And then like a mixture of like Lazelle's story, the Githyanki that plays, in the story next to you as part of your party. You know, it was like a mixture of those two is kind of how my brain got on that. You know, like Lizelle learns that the Githyanki are freaking assholes and that she can't trust them with her life, and that her party is not, and she can trust her party with her life. You know, and maybe there's some validity to that. And then, if she wasn't like a mindless warrior character and was like a intellectual sage, like science character, I was like, yeah, this could work. This could work. I want to run that character back at some point in my life. I'm not done with it.
Alrighty.
Alright, stop here. Go back to this river.
So
You're good.
the first thing I want to do is I want to make a landing page for this game, The World of Darkness.
Sure.
And some people might be like, oh, what's a landing page? Well, so this is one of the reasons why I love Boundary. Oh yeah, it's really great. And you know what's really awesome is I've got Twitch chat working and pop-out chat working. So I love being able to see Lodame's message in my Foundry chat.
Nice,
But the landing
nice.
pages are so much fun. But real quick, I'm gonna switch over.
Hi,
Also, hi
Lodame.
Lodame, welcome. I'm gonna switch over to my other game.
Here we are. Just trying to make this
And I'm
cliff
just
a
gonna
cliff.
show you what a landing page can look like. Now this is for my 5th edition D20 game. I would say it is not 5th edition lore. I would say it uses the 5th edition D20 system as a base, where we are testing my homebrew class, the mercenary, which is a Marco crafter. So I'm gonna pop in as a game master here. I'm gonna join the session, and immediately see once we log in, I've got some things going on here kind of already. I don't have Twitch chat set up in this one yet, but I will in just a second. I just haven't turned the modules on yet. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and activate the holodeck.
Nice.
Now, this looks really cool in full screen, so I'm just gonna pop it up like that. But holodeck is the landing page I made for this game, and this game is set in a very futuristic world, where high tech components are super, super accessible to everyone. Now, you also have. Oh, hold on one second. I'm gonna fix something on my stream. You also have this being powered by Foundry, because the way Foundry works, all of these really awesome modules that you can download give you so many different types of functionalities. And some of the things that I'm using here are things like Monk's active tile triggers, um, and um, the Monk's Enhanced Journals. I'm gonna turn this music off with a double click real quick. Yep. So the way that I've set this up, and it's still a work in progress, is I've made a lot of these assets in Photoshop. So the background I made in Photoshop by taking things from Google and Canva and finding GIFs that I like and adding them on afterwards. So any of the GIFs you see on this map or on this page are added as a tile. So you can see tile controls here. And to use tile controls, you'll need to go and you'll need to download Monk's active tile triggers if you want to use them in the way that I'm using them here. Super useful. I also recommend Monk's active enhanced journals and basically anything by Monk. Super great creator for Foundry. But I'll take these tiles that I can just draw. And once I've drawn them, here, I'll place a tile so that you guys can see how it works. I will be able to change the image. So I have all of my images here. I know which ones I use for which. You should be more organized than me. Don't look at the mess of my browser, my file browser. But I have a transparent image here that I use for a lot of my tiles. We'll use that one. So we'll just click here because it's already there in my browser, and then we'll select the file. And the next thing we'll do is we'll look at all of the options that we've got. So the basic options here, like these already have figured out, is the text, image, or video, which you see and GIFs for some. Some of them are even transparent images that you can't see. And you can change the tile opacity, the tint color, all of that. If you use a transparent image, then you don't have to worry about those features. You can also change the size, but you can size it up and down manually anyway. So again, you don't really have to worry about that. And these options are for whether or not you want this to apply to a actual map as an overhead tile or a roof tile or anything of the sort, which lets you add functionalities that way. You can add animations specific. So with GIFs or things like that, you can loop or autoplay. If it's a video, you can turn the video volume up or down. And then the most important part is the triggers. So I'm actually going to delete this tile because I don't want the clutter. And I'm going to show you. Oh, actually, because it had no, I think. Oh, yeah. That's another thing to remember. If you don't finish putting the triggers and setting all the parameters, I think it usually deletes itself because now it's gone. But I'm going to show you what a British tiles triggers look like. So I used a GIF for the image here. I didn't do anything with the overhead or the animation besides making sure that it looped. And with the trigger, this tile triggers on a double click. It is an active tile, so that anyone can click on it. I've enabled the hover over pointer, so that way when you hover over it, you know you can click it. And I have added that the token must have site to trigger. This is just so that way if we have audience members within the Foundry chat, they will be able to interact with the map itself. But with that being said, we get to the even cooler part, which is the actives. And this part is so dope. So once you set the trigger, you can basically have Foundry respond in almost any way. You can have it open journals, you can have it play music, you can have it change scenes. In this instance, what I've done is I've used it to be able to open a journal. So I'm going to switch to the Actor tab here, and I'm going to double click on the target dossier, and you're going to see it brings up the Homeland Security quest, which is one of the main objectives here. And you can see that when I'm doing these things, it's pretty seamless. It's pretty straightforward once you get into it. Now you have your world news here. You have access to all these assets very quickly that have been made. You have access to the world map here, which takes you to a totally different scene, and you can see the entire world map of this world and still navigate back to your holodeck. You can see the data logs, which is where I recap all of the information from the last session, basically like just like a session recap. And you can you can even click here, which in game is them shopping for materials, but out of character is them looking up rules
Hmm.
for the system that we're using. And it's all accessible in this one area. And this specifically, this web unit, this web browser is made possible by let me just look at my modules real quick, is made by the uh, inline web viewer. Let me also just pop in these new.
I was wondering,
Yeah.
is there any can you add like titles to them? Like graphic,
Titles as in.
like textual titles, like um, newsreel, like whatever the titles are that for those things.
Like when you hover over them, or like.
Maybe a mouse over, or just like maybe like a bar underneath it with text.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that was
Want to
something
label it.
you could add to.
You just want labels.
Yeah, labels.
Oh, oh yeah, I can do that. Um, if you're watching the stream, then you would see that I just added some modules on. I'll have to restart Boundary for them to work again. But I'm gonna do that real quick just so I can see the chat because I haven't been able to look at it.
Yeah, it's honestly,
Yeah,
it's like it's super impressive. It's a lot of fun to click
it
around
is.
and
It's a
stuff.
lot of fun. I have a radio here. Why? Just because when my characters click here, they start a playlist that I've curated of copyright-free music,
That's awesome.
and it triggers specifically for them. And if they click it, it shuffles to the next song. Um, and it's really fun. I've had a lot of fun crafting and getting things ready for this game. So I'm just excited to see where it goes. But even down to being able to quickly open up the character's sheet by clicking on their icon, and it being connected to D&D Beyond. Even though we're using a home system, we're still using the 5e the 5e D20 system, so we get to use D&D Beyond, which is pretty nice. Having access to their handler 6 will send them a message in chat that they could respond to, and also being able to see directives from their general, all that good stuff, all this great stuff that I'm really excited to keep exploring. And yeah, putting feedback and changing things is always how I go about it. But thank you, Low Dave. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you're digging how it looks. It took me a long time to get it to where it is, but
Yeah,
I'll tell you
well,
what.
you really you can just pick one of our audios. You don't need the double up, as we should be able to be heard on both sides. And yeah, I mean today I'm just not really doing anything too specific. As you see, I've been zoomed in like crazy on my rivers. I know this is like a large project that I need to undertake, which is just decorating the rivers, make them all look clean and uniform.
And you know what? You should watch my stream because I show Mitchell's stream when he talks. Mitchell doesn't show my stream at all. So there you go.
You show my stream, my actual capture.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. When I try to, when you're talking,
I want to
switch
go
over
look.
to you.
No, I want to go look.
I'll just literally have you because I'm streaming my web browser, so I just have you open in Twitch.
Oh, fair enough. Bada bing. I thought you actually like
Oh
had
yeah.
pulled something over, like, and you're like pulling my capture source, which I was like, oh,
This is way
that's kind of
this is way
cool.
easier.
And that's kind of what I
Way
wanted
easier.
to do. So the thing is about that, right? Is only one of us can do that. Because if I was to do that back at you, then we'd get the kaleidoscope effect, as you've seen, right? Um,
Hmm.
so it works one way, and I think it's probably better with maps because you can see what I'm doing in a big breath.
Yeah, no.
But one day we're gonna get the full production. We're gonna have double cameras. It's gonna be like our own studio. We'll have our own little special
not
backgrounds.
loading not loading double fisting Twitch right now.
It's the super ADD D&D channel.
Not me, nope.
Not
Yeah,
us.
right.
Not my brain.
Stupid caught
You you
red-handed.
you finally watched the parakeet singing uh, in the morning. That's so
Four
accurate.
monitors is not excessive. I'm actually so like I'm used to five. Usually I would have my TV, I have my main screen, my other monitor, and my MacBook, and then my iPad. But my MacBook screen broke, so I'm down one screen. So I only have four screens. It's very tragic.
I do most of my stuff off one. I have a second, but
I don't know.
I don't feel like I feel like the stuff that I stream with DA and stuff is too intensive for me to be like, yeah, I can just split my graphics card on two monitors and have all this stuff up, and it's no big deal.
Mm-mm-mm.
Like I'm good doing myself a
Definitely not.
service.
Definitely not with DA.
If I was doing like maybe a small project, it would still be viable. But it's just I like looking at my computer like a car almost. Like, all right, my car can go 100 miles per hour, but do I want to go 100 miles per hour every time I drive it, everywhere I go? You don't think that's gonna like have some wear and tear on your vehicle? It does. Um, so it's nice, go the speed limit, and keep things, in a not so even like for example the new game Helldivers, which I got. I take the graphics and I throw it all the way down to low because I'm like, I don't need to be blown away by
Right.
these graphics. I just need my game, my computer not to be working like a freaking racehorse.
Right. Exactly. All right. So the hardest part I always feel like with a landing page is knowing where to start. So like the idea that I had for Arias's landing page came from a mechanic need where I was like, okay, they need like they're actually going to need a representation of this device that they get in the story that has all of their quests, all of their things.
And
We're gonna have to like kind of gamify this role playing game a little.
I
We need
honestly
the
think
organization.
that's the best way to make tools or to approach dungeon mastering is like figure out what you need, and then start making things to fix that.
Hmm. Exactly. Um, but I just don't know where to start here just yet. Mostly because, um, well, I don't know what I want this landing page to look like. I know what we need, right? So, main bullet points will be people of interest. Um, I'm kind of curious as to like what kind of background. I was thinking with the scene, we could grab. Let's see about this. Lame. let's see if I can use the video version instead.
What are you working on today, Lodime? I know you said yesterday you were having like a smorgasbord day where you really weren't decided. You want to just kind of bop around on some projects, which honestly, it's like we can relate, like totally can relate. Sometimes the hyper focus doesn't just turn on, and it's mostly in times when we need it to that it doesn't. Alright, this lake's already starting to look way better now that I've come in and given it some rocky underlaying. But what I'm seeing is with this large format, I don't like that I can see the patterns underneath. It's changing the way the water looks.
Oh, you got a doctor's appointment too, Lo? Nice.
Nice. I just got back from mine. Story time. So on Thursday nights, I use Zoom to play Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh, wow.
I'm a vampire by the name of Gwen Fury, and our background is a blood red moon with misty clouds that fade over the back. And so this morning at my doctor's meeting, which is also on Zoom, my doctor starts the meeting off by saying, "Hey, excuse me, who are you? I don't have Gwen Fury, the vampire, in my records." And I'm like, "Oh no, that's not me. This is my real name. I'm sorry. Please don't mind the blood red moon. There's a blood hunt going on, and we're trying to stop it, but that's neither here nor there." So yeah, that was a fun moment with my doctor.
Just role play thing. Just things that, normal people deal with on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I broke it, I think.
You wanna know what's happening, everybody? I'm getting overstimulated. I'm getting bored of clicking the rivers and the water. It's too much. It's too big of a project. I hate it. I'll be done soon. I'm very close to finishing. But this is it. This is exactly why it's like, you gotta know yourself. You gotta, you gotta be smart about things. I knew that if I tried to do like all the mountains, all the trees, all the hills all at once, I would hate it. But if I, broke this map up into 15-second sections, as it's kind of already tiled out in that format, and I focus in and just do a section at a time, I don't get burnt out. Like, I am getting burnt out right now. Like, I don't want to be zoomed in looking at this water. Like, I don't want to go through these little tiny canals anymore. So many clicks. We're working. I'm coming up on my break soon.
At my job. Working. I'm working.
Well, they're not 15 different maps, Lo. They're just, it's one map that I kind of built as if they were 15 different maps, and there's certain sections, as if you've been watching my stream, where the maps merge because they're all next to each other. So, like, there's like a couple mountains that were like on the borderline that I couldn't do until I deleted the second room to let me get in there and do it. So, they mesh together. It's all very much one project at the end of the day. Also with like formatting and like how I set things up, like what stuff looks like. Like basic overview. I have like certain trees that are only up on high elevations. I have certain trees that are only at lower altitudes. Little stuff that really isn't, like so noticeable, but, on a natural terrain map, it kind of stands out and gives things definition. Because paying attention to detail is how you make your stuff look good. Oh, that's actually a really cool idea. My Wacom would work. I don't know how accurate it would be. Let's find out. Never even thought about this. Yeah. Oh, low. That's why you got the artist tag, dude. I don't know what that button does. I zoom in.
Very genius.
I can't change my brush size like I would do on like a program. So that's a bother, but in general, yeah, just like
Which Wacom are you using? Is it the Intuos Pro?
I don't know. Intuos, not Pro, just the Intuos.
There's the wheel. The if your pen has the up down, usually it could be that one.
I
Or
honestly,
if
I
on
don't
your
think.
tablet there's a circle wheel that you can like slide around. Because I also have that tablet.
No, I think it's a program thing. There's no command in Dungeon Alchemist for click and drag, change your brush size, because it's not that type of program.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Which is like, you know, developers could add it to this program eventually. It's not like out of the question or difficult. What's right click? No, I don't have a right click. Yeah, honestly, like situational bonuses is the right way to, you know, it's like this is actually really good for large format paint, like drawing terrain. Small format, not so much.
There we go.
Large
Alright, I got the
format,
gift working.
baller idea. Thank you, Lo.
Make sure all the modules are working.
It just makes me feel more like an artist now that I'm not just like clicking like a labor clown.
LOL.
The tablets make you feel like an artist, dude. You just feel so like legit. Artiste. Okay, mountain. Actually, I don't know if there's trees on that. Those are all fine, just being regular green islands. So I definitely need to add something to this. I think probably... Jezebel. Hey. Come on. Get over here. I think I might do the opposite. I think I might erase, because you get this nice little dirt and grass combo on the base. And just add a shoreline, almost, like where it kind of shoves up. Just because it's in such an open, large format here. which is like converse. Like I did all the rivers and rock, because you know when you can't see all the shapes, it kind of looks like it's you know, regular rocky bottoms. But let's see how this looks as such. Jezebel. Yeah, and there needs like some sandy bottoms. You're right. Jezebel. All right. Thank you. Nice to see you as well. See you later. Westlake. It's on my lakes.
Close founder by accident. Damn.
Yeah. All right, Lo. Okay, make me feel bad and make me. And, yeah. Okay, I'll enjoy the days that my cat can be on my lap.
LOL.
Thank you for the perspective.
Yeah, I like the moon gift too. I'm just. It needs more. I don't know what else to do here, Lo. I think this just might be the title page. Maybe I should put this over. It gets washed out by the. That's better. That's better. That's better. Um.
There we go. Some slight coloration. Maybe some pebbles down there. Better.
See if I can't find some good images here.
You can leave these rocky. There's a couple small lakes.
I'm gonna just throw random words in there. Let's see if I get to highlight.
Okay, I want to add these. Let's save. Oh, we gotta do the worm track. That's what we gotta do. Save. Take a fiver. Cold oatmeal. So yeah, I'm excited to get back to work on Daggerford. I had to take a big break, just because I know that we're getting curved in diagonal rooms, and there's a good handful of them in Daggerford. Then I'm like, well, if I can have them, I'll just wait. So I've been waiting for the update to come out patiently, but I've been able to, you know, find some other projects to keep me busy in the meantime, as we see here. So that's good, but I am patiently waiting for the new patch for DA.
That makes sense. So you don't have to do all your work all over again.
Yeah. It's like the Lyceum, I'm like, oh, it's already done, and it's like, so I'm like 80-90% done, so like that project's done. It just won't be, you know, refurbished unless stuff gets deleted, which is my worry with it right now. So I'm waiting to see what does get deleted and see if I can salvage the bulk of it, because I need to hold on to that file for it to be usable for Lyceum, so that we can add and change stuff to it when we decide to run that, you know. So I'm like, okay, I can have all these still forms, or I can, you know, have the project be done at the updated thing. But I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. There we go. So, exit, give my computer a break. Scheduled breaks, it's always good. Drop into the office. Yeah, there we go. Don't want that casting sound nor playing in the background using anything.
Okay.
I just want to have, so I can check your chat, so I can see what people are talking about on your side of things. So I just put it up in the background, but I don't want the video and all that jazz.
Hello, hanging out, just chilling. I'm still trying to decide what I want this landing page to look at, but I just had an idea.
I thought you already had the landing page done for Sunday.
Yeah, this is for World of Darkness. Turn the grid off. Save. So I want something more interesting. I want don't feel quite compelled by the idea. I don't feel very compelled by the idea, I will say that. Yeah, it needs. It, I was thinking, so like, I don't. I guess you're not looking at the stream right now, but I was thinking that between a couple of these images, I'm gonna throw them into Pixlr right now, so you can see them in a second. I'm gonna edit them. Okay. So these are the three images, right? Between these three, peace, Lo. Lo Davis peacing out. I'm gonna, between these three, oh, you know what I also need? Grab a fog effect somewhere. Transparent, please.
Yeah, you ordered cactus? All right. So now I get to go into the fun part of the project, which is finishing touches, which I get to add like some effects onto the map. I'm going to try and add some waterfall type effects. I'm going to try to. I got some seam I got to do, and we'll see what else. Maybe I'll add something to the swamp to give it some bog. Play around, and we'll see how intensive it gets on the program as well. Because again,
Nice.
I can get as fancy as I want to get, because this is only going to be a PNG map. So the animations will be still, the file won't be huge for them, it'll just be huge for me. Which is like acceptable, that's okay. My stuff can run it. Alright, let's start. Like some smoke around the mountain. Effects. I find it's better to click these in because they kind of come in chunks.
Maybe I'll do it this way.
And just enough to get rid of the line. Even that out. And it kind of does, it looks like it's pouring in a little bit. Black smoke. Oh yeah. add some nice contrast. Oh yeah.
I want a transparent fog effect.
Okay.
How do I get that?
That is.
I want it to move.
You need to have a fog over a fog over a green screen or like a chroma. It's you want to do what I want to have, which is a video that has projected transparency. So like you can drop a video onto something and it will be transparent. Let's see how this looks. Smoke comes up.
Um,
Okay. Ooh.
I like it. Maybe let's do this one. How do I make this the landing page?
Here we go. Hmm.
I'm gonna put it in GIMP. I'm gonna make it white. I'm gonna make them the icon. Well, I'll make it like the menu on that side of it. Cool, cool, cool. I'm a graphic designer.
Look out.
Look out. Literally, look out. Be careful. Oh, Mitchell, I forgot how to do that thing you taught me.
Which one?
Let's change the color.
Change the color. You gotta do a layer over a layer and then go into the properties of the layer that's above and change those properties to like
Yeah,
a
I'll ask you to. I'm gonna
color or
bug you to
something.
show me another time.
Please, wispy white. I don't use steam. Steam's very.
Because I tried to do it yesterday.
Maybe we could do like some
Um,
clouds with the steam.
tried to do it yesterday night, but I forgot how. Hell yeah.
That's what I gotta do.
Oh my god, Mitchell, I'm a graphic designer!
Duh!
Guys, I just made this. I just took this image from the internet and I changed its color. How good I am at things.
It's so good. But that's how it starts, everybody. That's how it starts.
Now I'm gonna take these icons and I'm gonna make them like little menu points,
Go
like
icon.
little menu bullet points. So icon, carry that. I think 5 is enough. I might even not need 5.
Clouds, clouds, clouds. I think the clouds are a nice touch. Here. Steam here. Clear on the inside. Let the peaks show. This one should be fun. Big one like such.
I think I only need 4. What are the basics that we need on our landing page? We need.
Let's see. It's a low mountain. I think those are all my high peaks. Hi, 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 hi.
Character sheet?
Hi. That one's kind of high, but not too high. Okay. You're gonna add a couple more bushy parts like that, like over here. That's something that I intended to add more of and just never did as I got distracted in most of the bulk of my work. Black. Oh, waterfalls.
Hmm.
Those are the only two waterfalls I think I have. If that's the case, I don't want to go too crazy with them.
Two waterfalls?
Yeah, I'm just trying to put like cute little waterfalls on these rivers. Yeah. There's some light rapids.
I like that. That's kind of cool.
There we go. Oh, perfect. Just a little rapid at the bottom. There we go. Beautiful. Get you off the water if you're on the water. I don't know if I want to add any effects around
One more time?
I don't know if I want to add any effects on the Badlands down here. There we go. Maybe we can put some stray clouds over some. You know what? That's what I'll do. Instead of adding stuff to the grass, I'll just put clouds on the grass. We'll see how it looks. And the serpent trail. I'm forgetting the serpent trail. And big portions of grass. I'll just get some clouds. And I might go back and delete all of this.
delete it all.
Just the clouds that I'm making. I might hate it. This is me experimenting. This is me experimenting, playing around.
Same.
Heck,
Click.
there we go.
Hover pointer. Update. Okay.
The clouds definitely take away from what was being perceived as waterfalls. Yeah, I don't think I like the clouds too much.
Hmm.
I think I should do those lighter, and the clouds there can be thick. That's more pronounced. Um, yeah, just the waterfalls need to be lighter. Oh, that looks good actually.
Streaming your map, you know.
Come again?
You're not streaming your map, you know.
Oh, thank you. You know, see, it's now you got somebody, I got someone checking in on me, telling me I'm still in my office. Not in my world. There we are.
Pretty. Now I'm gonna keep hacking away at this.
Make myself a palette. just trying to decorate the sides of these rivers so they're not blank. Fill up the space of the map a bit. I'm trying to really only put them like across from swamps as I had. Every now and then when you're doing random stuff, you gotta put a shape in. Like a cluster of 3. Oh, I did not put ferns in the last one. And this is just kind of like an embankment, is how I'm looking at this. Embankments normally have a low spot where the water might come up high, and then they have a lot of vegetation normally in those spots. I like the ferns and the ivy because they just break up the color and give you some firm dark greens in there. And this is really all just like extra work. This is stuff that I just want to do to make sure like it's nice. Like that just looks much better.
Yeah, just the little details. It looks really good.
It really does go a long way, especially on a bigger map. No, I think just in general. It doesn't have to be perfect. Try to be a little sporadic. Yeah, it just looks much better. Here we go, digressing. I really gotta do the worm trail, but where else can I have these? Maybe some right here. I'll put you here. Oh! Two right here. Maybe some right there. A couple others over here on the sides of the map. But okay, so here I go. This is a good spot to experiment. Something like this.
Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn the tiles on for this one.
Yeah.
this way. Then click here. I can lock these into place and it's not gonna drive my OCD crazy.
There you go.
And then I can turn it off right after. Bam. Okay, so that's the beginning of one of the pages. We'll do this one. We go here. And we double click this. We click this, it brings us here. Nice. Okay. We click here, it brings us back.
Alright, here's my attempt at like a worm trail. I just gotta find where else it goes. Bring up my transparent again. That one part was bothering me. I'm trying to keep it somewhat trail-like.
Only have 3 characters completely decided and everything like that, so I can't completely do all of this yet. But I'm at least gonna start.
I love it. Zoom in. Overlays. Let's see, this worm trails. I gotta do one in the snow too. That one might prove to be a little difficult, possibly.
Here's my no.
Okay. Okay. It's gonna get interesting in the swamp. Here. Across here. To here. Through the woods. Across the prairie. To grandmother's house. We are going. It's a lot of Serpent Trail. Okay, it's all there though.
Nice.
Question is, how am I gonna do this trail in the snow? Do something like this. And then we're gonna have to just like build up some. It's not gonna look good like that. I have to get like fancy with a transparent of my own. So that's something I can use as like a placeholder. Okay, so yeah, I gotta go make something for that. Wonder what will look good. You have to play around.
Lots of playing around.
Lots of playing around. Yep. So the cool thing about being able to do like light photo editing is like a lot of projects that you do as a dungeon master, just in general, like on the computer and stuff. Like you with a little light, photo editing, you can do a lot more stuff now. Like you don't have to be a genius to do like a couple things to then unlock a few other things that you can now have the capacity to do.
Right. What are you doing? Take a look at my stream.
Sure.
Wait, actually, hold on one. Well, I mean, you can look, but hold on 1 second. Okay. So, are you looking?
I am now.
Okay. So this is the beginning of the landing page that I'm making. It's like a main menu screen. So this is the beginning of the landing page that I'm making. It's like a main menu screen. The little stars on the side are interactable. I'm gonna label them.
Oh, cool.
So you click on the top one and it'll bring you to this page, which is where their character sheets and stuff is gonna be. And then they
this
can
is all
navigate.
in Foundry, right?
Yep.
Nice.
So they can navigate back with the bottom one. And then they can go to the next one. This one's going to be all lore stuff.
Cool, cool.
And our story synopsis. And they can navigate back again. Oops. Just kidding. Looking.
I love that.
Trigger, click, action, add the action. Change the scene. Click here. It goes back to the main page. And then I click it, brings you back. This one. Does not work.
Let's open up Krita. Because that'll get me a brush. That'll actually do brush stuff. So like for example, like Krita and Photoshop also they have brush tools, but like Krita brush tools work differently than GIMP, right? Like they have pressure sensitivity programmed into them. There's depth to the brushes if you pick like a paintbrush.
All the page is done.
Nice.
I just gotta make them do things. Okay, so there's an embed, but how do I? And also, if I change the scene, yeah, so it doesn't matter. I want. First, I have to hide some things from this if I want to share it. Or maybe I can duplicate it.
Mm, okay. Well, I'm definitely not gonna start any new projects. I'm getting right at 2 hours for myself in my life. This is normally when I just kind of hang out and do what I do. Kind of expected a slow session. Just whenever I stream Dungeon Alchemist, the following is much smaller. But I definitely like to, make sure I'm putting the Dungeon Alchemist tag on from time to time, just to kind of rep the program a bit. But um, I've found that just doing, and like to be fair, this map is for D&D, so um, it's technically D&D content.
True.
It is very indeed
It
true.
is true. It is very indeed true.
Is there a different one?
Aha. Okay, so this. Yes. I want
My
here.
question is, why is that
I
not
want
coming
here.
through? What about here?
I want tile.
What about here?
I want tile to add open URL. Here's the URL. Control V, update. Breaker is actually going to be up when you enter. Bam.
I don't know how much I love this.
Oh, damn.
What's up?
I need to copy this. I need to copy a macro from my other landing page to make this work.
Hmm.
Let me grab it real quick. Who would have thought I would ever know how to use macros? Just putzing around. I'm gonna see if I can't finish out some aspects of this new landing page, and I think I'll call it a day for myself too pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Edit this macro.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put some periodic snow piling.
Oh, I didn't even see a fig tree. Sorry about that.
Hey, Figgy!
My chats is coming in pretty
We're
going
both
coming in the
streaming
right way.
today.
Keep missing my chats. I'm too absorbed in doing the thing. This is a landing page for my upcoming this is a landing page for my upcoming World of Darkness game. And then I use the landing page sort of like the main menu. So that way the players can have all their things organized in an organized place. Let me do turn to setup, grab this.
Let's see what this looks like from way up afar, and I think I'm gonna just call it and just see, let it sit. A lot of times, like if I'm on the fence about something I designed, I'll just like let it sit the night,
Mm-mm-mm.
and so I can come back to it with a fresh brain. Like right now, it looks okay. I might have to change it a little bit, but this is the look I'm going for. Got the ice plowed up around it a little bit, at the very least. The snow just looks like it's been broken through and dragged along to an extent. I really like the red rocks at the bottom here, and the Badlands look great. The volcanic area looks great. I think just like these little crops of snow here and there will go a long way. Like as I've like kind of detailed and filled in some of this, I should do that to this
Right.
ice. just so nothing looks flat. That's like also the grass. Like I wanted to, or is there like a big fieldy spot? I'll do this real quick. I was gonna throw it away because I was like, oh, I'll just do clouds, right? Here's a big fieldy spot. But I didn't like the way the clouds looked, so now I'm thinking about maybe doing something like this. Let's just see if that even comes up. I might have to do something bigger. You know what? I can't look like this. You gotta go to overlay. Maybe make those bigger. So what my goal is to try to utilize the grid. Let me find a different plant. Maybe like a flower works well in this regard. I really wish the wildflowers, these things look really good, but they disappear the second you zoom off them.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Can't see it right now, but give me 1 second.
So because it's a map and it's a PNG map and it needs to be like, it doesn't have to be exactly like entirely realistic. So you can do stuff like this, which is like, this is the old pixel trick that I used to do. But if you have a flat color and you're trying to do like a background with it or like grass with it, it'll look really boring and flat almost. You do something like this. That might even be too much. So you can go and like delete every other one.
Damn, I can't get this tile to work.
Don't know if I like that either. But, you know, like way out here, it looks pretty decent. And you just do it around like these thick fielded areas. Maybe on these hills. I don't know. I haven't decided what I want to do. Could just leave it grass. I mean, after I come through and do these side shoots, I can do some bushes here. Like a lot of this map is river, so if I'm putting these little offshoot, you know, what do we call them? Embankments. If I'm putting these like embankments of grass, like here, like they're gonna start filling it up. I think an awful lot. So I don't think now that I'm looking at it, I feel like I have less open field than I thought. So I don't even think I'll need to do this at all. But I wanted to try it and just see if what it looked like.
You know I can't see your map, right?
Oh, yeah, because I shut everything down.
Okay,
Secrets.
good.
Secrets. Because I'm supposed to be done working. I put the pencil down, but then didn't put the pencil down. Good, well I'm not doing it anyway, so you have to wait till my next stream to find out what my secret trick is on my next map. Stay tuned.
Well.
Alright, that is it for me, everybody. We'll take it easy. I'm going to be streaming, what was it today, Wednesday?
Guess that means I should call it too, huh?
Yeah, might as
We've
well.
been at it for a little while. Might as well.
Today's Wednesday, right?
I'm trying to get this. Yes.
Yes.
I'm trying to get this. Trying to get this stupid macro to work.
Yeah, you know, just in the lab. It never ends. I will be streaming tomorrow afternoon at noon at my usual time, and I also have Vampire Masquerade tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. So you can check me out, the Caretographer. When will you be back, War Master?
I will be streaming once again. Today's Wednesday. I will be streaming um some Friday Night Magic, I believe.
Nice, nice.
I will also be streaming Saturday night. My Dragonborn Power Ranger game should be going if we don't cancel.
So we see you Friday night.
And then Sunday night we will be streaming our mercenary game. So pretty full weekend, y'all. We'll be here. We'll be hanging out. We'll be feeling max and relaxing outside of the school.
We're doing it. All right, well, that's it for me. I'm the Caretographer.
And well, I guess I'm the lore master.
We'll see you later.
Well, we sure will.